Hey guys, in this month's top 5, I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite books so far in 2017. So we're halfway through the year, and I think it's a good time to think about what books are standing out to me at the moment that I have read so far this year. So this is my top 5 of my favorite books so far that I've read this year. At number 5, I have Wires and Nerve by Marissa Mayer, and this is a graphic novel companion piece to Marissa Mayer's Lunar Chronicles series. And if you don't know what the Lunar Chronicles is about, it's basically a series of fairy tale retellings, but done in a sci-fi way. And I love the Lunar Chronicles, and like I said, this is a graphic novel companion piece focusing on one of the characters in the Lunar Chronicles named Aiko. She's an android, she's a friend of the character of Cinder, and yeah, I really loved this companion piece, yeah guys. I was a little worried at first. The artwork didn't really stand out to me at first, but I quickly loved it as I went along with it. And yeah, this graphic novel was something that kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't know it was a thing until literally a couple weeks before it was released. So yeah, this was definitely a pleasant surprise. I enjoyed every moment of it. I can't wait for volume 2 of this series, and I really just liked what this novel had to say, because like I said, it's focusing on Aiko, who's an android, and yeah, just dealing a lot with her inner issues, you know, trying to express that she is more than just a robot, that she is someone with feelings as well. And yeah, I just really love that whole aspect of this story. At number 4, I have Innocent Traitor by Alison Weir, and this is about Lady Jane Grey. And if you don't know who Lady Jane Grey was, she was like a cousin, I suppose, right? Yeah, she was a cousin of like Elizabeth Tudor and Mary Tudor, and she did become queen. Lady Jane Grey, she did become queen, but it only lasted for like 9 days. You guys, it was after the death of her cousin, King Edward the 5th, right? Yeah, I hope I got that right. I get all of the numbers for some of the kings a little confused in my head, but yeah, she became queen directly after his death. And yeah, there was just a lot of turmoil during this time in history, because yeah, you have the group that supported Elizabeth, you had the group that supported Mary, and yeah, the group that supported Lady Jane Grey. So yeah, just a lot of turmoil during this time, especially with the Catholics and the Protestants. And yeah, poor Lady Jane Grey being a product of everyone's ambitions and their desire for power and whatnot. And as a result of that, she ended up getting beheaded, and she was, how old was she? I think she was only 16 when she was beheaded. So yeah, it's a really sad, tragic story for this young woman. And yeah, I love this. I really love Alison Weir. This is historical fiction, if I haven't already said. It's not non-fiction, it is historical fiction. And I really love this. I just continue to be really impressed with Alison Weir's writing style and the way she just develops a story and just keeps you hooked page after page. And yeah, poor Lady Jane. I'm so glad she got a novel here, because she doesn't get much historical fiction love, unfortunately. At number 3, I have The Traitors Wife by Alison Pataki, and this is historical fiction, and it's about Peggy Shippen, who was the wife of Benedict Arnold, who, as we know, is one of America's most notorious traitors because he flipped on over to the British side. And yeah, I originally picked this book up because I love the AMC show Turn. I really love that show, and I love Peggy and Benedict Arnold on that show, so of course I was like, I gotta read this book. And yeah, I love this, you guys. So good. Very captivating and engaging, just a really good page turner, I think. And yeah, I've said in the past in videos that I don't read a lot of American historical fiction, because I tend to read a lot of European historical fiction. So yeah, this was definitely something kind of a little new and different for me, taking place during the American Revolution. And yeah, like I keep saying, I love this. I highly recommend it, especially if you already love this time period. Yeah, and if you love Turn, like I do, if you love Turn, I think you will really enjoy this book as well. At number 2, I have Voyager by Diana Gabaldon, Book 3 in the Outlander series. And of course, I can't really say too much about this book since it is a third book in a series. But whoo, you guys, I loved this third book. Really, really good. Where's the show? I need the next season of the TV show, you guys. It's killing me a little bit inside. But yeah, just to give you a vague summary of what this book is about, because like I said, I don't want to spoil anything. This book does take place about 20 years after the events of the last book in the series. And yeah, this is mostly a book about Jamie and Claire trying to reunite with one another, and yeah, the obstacles that get in their way, and yeah, just so good. A lot of this book takes place out in the Caribbean as well, out at sea, which is kind of different because for the most part the series has taken place in either France or Scotland. So yeah, a good portion of this novel does take place out at sea or in the Caribbean on the islands and whatnot. So yeah, really refreshing change of pace for the story, and I loved every moment of it. And at number 1, my favorite book that I've read so far this year in 2017 is A Teaspoon of Earth and Sea by Dinah Nahari. Whew, you guys, seriously, and you know, the weird thing is, this was actually the very first book that I read for this year, and this doesn't happen very often to me, that whatever book I read first thing in the year, that it kind of, it's something that stays with me all year. So it's really rare. Yeah, and this book has just stuck with me all year so far. I absolutely love it. Just to give you a summary, it takes place in post-revolutionary 1980s Iran. It follows this young woman from the time that she's a child until she's about in her 20s, I want to say. So yeah, it spans the course of a couple decades. And yeah, just such, I just don't even have the words for this novel, you guys. It's like I need a dictionary right now to really truly express how I feel, because this book is just stunning and beautiful and descriptive and heartbreaking. And I think another word that comes to mind is definitely gritty. It is just so gritty and raw and real, and you really get into the story. You really get invested. You get into this young woman's story, and yeah, like I said, heartbreaking stuff going on. And like I said, the very first book that I read this year in 2017, and to be quite honest, I think when I do my final, you know, my end of year best of list, I think this book is going to remain my favorite book. So yeah, you guys, please, I plead, I beg you to pick up this book if you haven't already, because it is a masterpiece in my opinion. So that's it for my top 5. I think I've read some pretty good books this year, at least to me anyway. So in the comments below, what books have you guys read this year so far that you have enjoyed? Just let me know your thoughts down below. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye guys.